Floor level -6, administrative sector. Attention. Floor level -5. Living. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Colleagues, friends.
Floor level -4. Lab.
The bruiser quizzically sticks out his chin. Crump shrugs. As you approach, she looks from behind the table. Hope.
Oh my god. The Jack. Jack from the game?
Belitskaya casts around nervously.
I'm starting to worry again.
The White nods cautiously.
Okay, just don't ask me about what happened at Magellan, okay? You won't, right?
The White perks up.
Well, I can tell you about all of them. I'm a scientist. I know all sorts of complex topics. Ask. And stop grinning like that.
Katarzyna cringes in disgust.
I didn't really like Kronos, but the new committee became even worse. Their laws are too strict, and there are too many of them. You can inadvertently violate several at once and immediately become an outcast. I've no idea what Nakamura is thinking. Well, the fact that they don't judge people by their characteristics from the Cronus database is already good enough. In fact, the less they look like the committee, the better.
Belitskaya is thinking about something. Your companion raises her palms in protest.
What, you wanna go there? Thanks, but I'd pass. They're kinda, you know, warlike. I'm scared of those.
Katarzyna hesitates for a while, choosing her words carefully.
How do I say this? They're kinda cool, but they can't agree on anything. Can't say if I could live there or not.
Belitskaya shivers.
I think about them sometimes. They come off as creepy. There is some sense in what they're doing. Guess it's better to be happy in a fictional world than to suffer all your life in reality.
The girl grimaces.
They are filthy, gross psychos who live in a trash heap. They don't even have toilets. What am I even supposed to say about them?
The White nods cautiously. She looks around.
Just don't tell anyone. He's creepy. And the look is as if he hates...
Katarzyna sighs in frustration.
I used...
The White nods caution.
What personal questions? Ask away.
Katarzyna squints at you in disbelief.
Is that a trick question? I was a respected employee, the most important person in the whole department. Okay, maybe not the most important, but key personnel for sure.
Beletskaya grows gloomy.
And to tell you the truth, I've confessed about it myself. But you can't help stealing when all the Silvers who run your department steal hundreds of thousands. At some point you start to think that you're a fool if you don't take part in this. Sorry, I don't want to talk about it.
The White nods cautiously. Katarzyna perks up.
Yeah?
Yoko's eyes light up again. She looks at you with carefully modeled curiosity.
Hello, Senpai. I see you're exercising your research function. If I could, I would feel envy.
Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Senpai. Any conversation means collecting data which coincides with my primary purpose of conducting research.
The fans in Yoko's head that had been silent for a while begin droning again.
I interpret the term political force as a community with over 150 followers, a detailed program, and leaders to implement this program. There are 6 such communities under the dome. Which one do you wish to discuss, Senpai?
A bluish light glows under the robo-girl's dim plastic eyes.
The new committee is the dominant social and political organization inside the dome. Strong points: territory, personnel, resources, scientific potential. Weaknesses: economy, inefficient bureaucracy, rapidly declining population, and oppressive penal system. I can continue with the list, Senpai, though there are 41 more points.
The fans drone. Abruptly dies.
The picnic neutral zone is an exception on this list. Data about the community is fragmentary and lacks confirmation. Strong points: good location. Weaknesses: political isolation, low defense capacity, rudimentary economy.
The girl considers for a few seconds, the light in her eyes pulsing. She seems to be reading data from her magnetic storage.
The Phalanx, a military, trade, scientific, and terrorist organization. Strong points: human resources, good location, talented leaders, development program. Weaknesses: too militarized, human resources. I have no data regarding the ambivalent evaluation of its personnel policy.
The blue glow in the robo-girl's eyes dims, then brightens again.
Carmine Heights is the formal name for a number of small political groups living in a shared territory. Strong points: mature political system, scientific and engineering potential. Weaknesses: division, lack of resources, weak defenses.
Your counterpart studies you with gleaming, ice-blue eyes.
The Church of the Maelstrom is a quasi-religious totalitarian sect. Strong points: unified by a single idea, relative autonomy. Weaknesses: unreliable leaders, socially dangerous ideology.
You hear several distinct clicks from the robo-girl's head. Her eyes glow with an uneven blue light.
The Fops, a spontaneously formed group of bandits. Strong points: resistance to Maelstrom, military power. Weaknesses: mental disability, aggression, members' short lifespan.
Yoko nods mechanically several times.
Yes, Senpai.
The fan in the robo-girl's head changes tone slightly. Yoko's emotion module gives her face a credibly confused expression.
The question is invalid. I provide general technical data. Akira Okawara, Super Administrator with access to both software and hardware features. Access level 98.2%, which is 3.7% higher than my... Ooh, wow.
The robo-girl's eyes go dark for a second, then light up again.
Restart complete. Research mode. Senpai, I have discovered that Akira controls my functions at a higher level than I thought.
Yoko nods, the fan in the robo...
Sleep mode.
Now it's starting to get later.
Keep in mind,
Branson nods. The actor peers at the bottleneck sticking out. Branson nods. Branson chuckles sarcastically.
Sounds like the start of a fight. But okay, ask.
Jack frowns.
At first, it seemed to me that they were cool. The world had collapsed, and those guys were trying to maintain order. And then I realized that they were maintaining order for the sake of order. That ain't cool.
The actor raises his eyebrows.
Peculiar guys. Either they're playing scouts, or something else is involved here.
Your conversation partner's face becomes serious.
They're all too active. Redesigning the world for yourself is a good thing, I guess. But they took it so zealously that I'm too scared to see the consequences.
Jack nods graciously.
They're all right. Might even live there.
The actor waves his hand as if to say that everything is very bad with the church.
Fuck that, I tell you.
He shrugs his shoulders briefly.
What do I think of them? Well, they're crazy. Dangerous. Either Nakamura will swat them, or Zemeckis will. It'll turn out bad for them either way.
Hello.
Heights, you say? At least this place looks like a town. You think I can have a shower here?
Good day.
How can I help? Goodbye.
Well?
So where were we?
Salutations. See you later.
A woman with white hair and a playful smile stands before you.
Hello there. I'm Olivia, and this brooding genius is my husband, Johan. Welcome to our home.
She gives your shoulder a light, almost weightless touch.
Well, the answer is quite simple. I create the illusion of a normal life. Someone has to, since everybody else is busy with important things.
A gloomy expression flashes across her face for a split second before she laughs tightly.
I run Carmine Heights with my husband. I deal with all sorts of economic issues. All the little things that busy people don't have time for. Well, these little things basically make up my life.
Olivia falls into a thoughtful silence. Tenderness flashes in the blue's eyes as she looks back at Johan, sitting hunched over the table.
He's an exemplary research supervisor. Smart, persistent, and enthusiastic. He's Johan believes we must escape the dome at all costs. He has several different projects on the go trying to find a way out. He considers the dome a temporary home only. But a house, even a temporary one, needs maintenance. Johan is content to wait with his bags packed, but I say it's necessary to grow food, trade, keep order. You know, Carmine Heights is full of talented people. They help make this place a lot more comfortable, but maybe that's not as important as the research.
She shakes her head dubiously, lips pursed. Mrs. Reisner winds a lock of hair around her finger while she considers your question.
This is a republic, did you know that? The people here fit in nicely, they understand the value of both freedom and maintaining order. But the locals lack unity, though that seems to be a widespread problem.
She looks thoughtful. She nods and becomes more serious.
Oh, those beacons of yours, you'll have to speak to Johan about that.
A tall man with sparse gray hair and a pensive expression quickly writes something in the thick notebook he's holding up in front of him. Giving you a quick once-over, he holds out a large but soft hand.
Johann Reisner, head of Carmine Heights. Do you and I have business?
We're in leadership.
A curly-haired blonde in a blue jacket corrects him in a displeased tone.
Johan, take a lunch break. What, did I cook for you for nothing?
Yes, Olivia, I will definitely have lunch just as soon as I finish.
Johan mumbles as he continues to jot something down. He finally sets the notebook down and looks up, as if seeing you for the first time.
Can I help you?
Johan listens carefully to your request.
Ah, so that's it. Yes, I was working on the beacons when I considered Maelstrom to be something akin to a radio wave. As it turned out, this is something larger, but it doesn't contradict my hypothesis. The beacons, in theory, can still be used as you described. I'd be happy to modify them, but...
He puts a hand to his temple, wincing slightly.
Excuse me, it's a migraine. I wanted to say I'll finalize the beacons if you help free up some of my time. We're having a busy season. I have a lot of urgent matters to attend to.
Reisner furtively peeks in his notebook. Johan, who's already immersed in his work again, reluctantly looks up from his notebook.
In short, we're having elections soon. Just hang my and Olivia's posters on 3 notice boards around Carmine Heights and we'll be done. Here's the glue. The posters will be ready in just a minute.
Reisner runs the rotoscope on the table. The rotor begins spinning and several glossy posters drop into the tray beside it. Johan gives them to you. The blue nods dryly.
Of course. What do you want to know?
Johan spreads his arms to encompass the room.
See for yourself. We don't just do research here. We solve actual problems. We'll either come up with a universal defense against Maelstrom or make a hole in it. At least one of these things should work.
His enthusiasm is undeniable. Johan makes an indefinite gesture.
I'm not particularly interested in politics. That's a question for Olivia. But if Zemeckis wants to be in charge, maybe that's his right. This is a democracy with free elections.
He shrugs. Looks like he's really out of the loop on this topic. Johan briefly grows animated.
Our settlement is a grand workshop for those wanting to break free of the dome. We don't have a lot of money, so our researchers compete with each other for resources and funding.
He slowly grows more and more flustered.
And it works. We've made some impressive advancements. If the scientific potential of the new committee and those phalanx relics were at our disposal, our work would go much faster. Olivia?
Johan reacts with surprise, as if just remembering that he has a wife at all.
Olivia, she's a good woman, but alas, she doesn't find my work especially interesting. She's more concerned about the Atlas harvest and keeping bugs out of the hotel. She thinks our economy is too dependent on trade. Well, she's probably right.
He shrugs. Johan
I'm all ears. Good luck.
See ya.
How can I help?
See you later.
Well, hello there.
Later.
Glad to meet you.
Johan is finding it hard to drag...
Although, if you're here regarding our common cause, I'm...
Johan blinks sleepily, still captivated by his own thoughts.
Posters. Oh yeah, posters. Great. Did I tell you about the isosuit? That's my #1 priority right now, and I could use your help.
Reisner leafs through the notebook. When he finds the page he's looking for, he shows you a vague diagram.
This is special gear based on a servo shell design. A suit that would theoretically preserve the operator's life when passing the dome's perimeter.
The blue is noticeably morose.
Not successful, to be honest. I have a partly finished prototype based on my drawings, but the group working on it is undergoing a crisis. They can't decide on some of the design features.
He cheers up.
Go to the lab and talk to Robin Hellworth and Toto Gurgiev. They have 2 hypotheses that each require material for testing. I expect you to help them acquire what they need.
He nods, reassuringly.
This will be a big help to me. Take a look at the isosuit prototype and talk to Robin and Toto in the lab. Now, excuse me, but I have to return to my calculations.
Johan leans over his notebook.
Good day. See you later.
Hello again.
See you later.
Oh, you again. Good luck.
Hieronymus smiles welcomingly.
You are my guest, so please take your time.
The survey you prepared would honor any statistician. You spoke to the majority of Carmine Heights dwellers, which means your results are highly reliable. Hieronymus scrupulously reviews every page.
Curious. A certain dynamic compared to the previous results can be seen. Good job indeed.
He puts your report aside and approaches you, studying your face, badge, and uniform curiously. The Phalanx leader returns to his place, watching you with a constant sly smirk.
Do you like magic tricks? Tricks are interesting phenomena. They're interesting things hidden inside other interesting things. The spectator watches the show, while I watch the way the show is made. In the end, I learn more about the trick than the one who believes the magic behind it. Tell me, why does an illusionist need an assistant? Why does a magician need a clumsy apprentice? I'll tell you why. The assistant makes insignificant things look significant. Showing us an empty hat, he draws everyone's attention away from where the rabbit really is to where it is not.
Zemeckis gives you a victorious look. His gaze moves to the golden Christ sitting in the next chair.
They say God's son rose up, but nobody asks the question how. They only discuss the fact of it. His disciples took the body off the cross and buried it. Can one actually be certain he was dead? Couldn't he simply have walked out of his tomb on the third day?
Zemeckis rolls the cup between his hands and takes a sip.
I got carried away. Sorry. The idea is that we often receive much more valuable information alongside a more commonplace fact. But let's return to our business.
Hieronymus presses a couple of buttons on the nearest terminal, then extracts a floppy disk from a drive.
Now I need the full database of new committee employees. It's kept on one of the Minerva system mainframes. Insert this floppy disk into it. My specialists claim the program will launch on its own and copy the needed files. Once you procure this data for me, I'll provide you a truck immediately.
He gives you a device similar to a floppy disk.
Yes? See you later.
Wow, look what the wind blew in. Good luck.
Yes? Goodbye.
See ya.
Sparrow shuffles his feet impatiently, but he looks deadly serious. Your companion nods kindly.
I'm always happy to chat with a comrade in arms on...
Sparrow grows excited.
The Dome is a battlefield where people of honor fight against carrion eaters. We have the power to stand on the side of truth and justice.
Your companion's eyebrows dart up angrily.
A bunch of sly bureaucrats, liars, bastards, and cowards. That place is the source of all injustice under the Dome. The ultimate evil. If everyone under the Dome became like those people in Picnic, it would mean my efforts had not been in vain. Though they weren't in vain anyway.
He shakes his head in time with his thoughts. Sparrow clenches his teeth.
Cronus gave criminals freedom, and the Phalanx united them into a gang. What else is there to say?
Your companion ponders.
They gave everyone voting privileges. But does that make sense if they're extended to bastards and murderers as well? That isn't good democracy. If they continue on this way, Zemeckis will end up in power.
He purses his lips.
I never said it, but I considered leaving for the world they created to be the person I always dreamed of being. But there's something off about them.
Sparrow frowns.
They cause innocent people to suffer. I don't like killing madmen, but I have to. Edmund Burke once said, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing." That's the case here.
Your companion nods kindly.
Personal?
Sparrow inquires warily. Sparrow's impassive expression slowly fades.
Because I know this. Evil has many faces. Not all criminals wear orange overalls. The most dangerous ones wear white. And they do the exact same things. Yet everyone gives them other names. Experiment instead of torture. Collateral damage instead of murder. Their status makes them untouchable. It's just wrong.
His voice quivers, and he clenches his fists. Johan is finding it hard to drag himself away.
Although, if you're here regarding our common cause, I'm listening.
He looks at Johan, spreads his arms uncertainly, as if about to hug you. Instead, he sheepishly pats you on the shoulder.
Thanks for your help. Carmine Heights has high hopes for this suit. Unfortunately, that wasn't the last problem urgently requiring a solution. It's about the water supply. Carmine Heights gets all its water from the salt marsh. It passes through a distiller at one point, which is a bottleneck on the entire system. It has sufficient power, but people are constantly complaining that the water pressure is too low. It only comes out in a thin stream.
He exhales angrily and glances at Olivia.
The main consumers of water are the laboratory, the kitchen and the shelter, and the hydroponics farm. I'm guessing it's a configuration issue, but you should talk to people in those 3 places first. That's it. Take care of the water problem, and I'll take care of the beacons.
Johan walks over to the workbench. His body language makes it clear he doesn't wish to be disturbed. Olivia pushes back her curls with one hand.
Are you here for business, or...?
She nods and becomes...
Later.
Forgot something? Welcome back. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
And I was starting to get bored. See you later.
Hello. Goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Johan is standing by the workbench, digging into some kind of device. This mechanism, resembling the insides of a folding umbrella, must be the Maelstrom beacon. Johan nods gratefully.
Yes, I was informed. The irrigation systems on the farm are working at full capacity, and the lab has all the water it needs too. You did a great job, thank you. I didn't forget our agreement. While you were solving Carmine Heights' problems, I took care of the beacons. You can find them in the safe.
He hands you a key. Johan grabs your sleeve.
I'd like to invite you to a family dinner, as a token of my gratitude. Will you come?
He shakes your hand.
Perfect. Come anytime. Olivia loves to cook, so it's no problem if you just drop in.
The blue responds with a small smile.
Great, then what are we waiting for? Come to the table. We were just sitting down.
You join Johan and Olivia at the wide table. Set out upon the light blue tablecloth are a white porcelain bowl of green soup with glassy onion rings, a scalded Atlas salad, roast beef and gravy, and fluffy white bread. The meal is almost a feast by Baron's standards, and surprisingly abundant, considering that most of it is prepared from mutant lettuce. Sitting between you and her husband, Olivia takes Johan's left hand and your right.
Let us pray. Repeat after me. God bless this meal.
Johan sighs loudly.
Oh, pray for what, Olivia? For the dome, or maybe for Maelstrom to disappear? We're doing science here, not some religious shamanism.
The blonde laughs softly and elbows Johan.
But honey, it's tradition. Of course, we all believe in science here. Okay, no prayer today. Let's eat. Help yourself, please.
Olivia murmurs, serving you more salad.
You know I cook a lot. I'm good at it too. But Johan barely eats anything. He's always busy with his inventions and science. Well, that's common enough, I guess. More sauce?
Johan stops eating for a moment.
You know, I have to listen to this every single day. I don't think food should be fetishized, and dinner shouldn't be taken to mean gorging oneself. Dinner is an occasion to come together and talk. How did you spend your family gatherings?
Reisner nods absently.
Well, you see, Olivia, that's what I was saying. Family dinner is a symbol, a tradition. It has nothing to do with food.
He notes in a subdued tone, picking at his salad. Olivia forces a smile. A menacing silence hangs over the table. It's as if you're in the center of a storm that's about to break out. Olivia's fork trembles in her hand.
So quaint to bring up the topic of family, and also timely.
She says assertively, emphasizing the word family. She flirtatiously primps her hair and looks straight at you.
Since we're talking about family, did you ever notice how your mother looked when she was tired? I remember mine. Always thought she was hysterical. It was only when I had my own family that I realized why my mother always looked like a walking corpse. Sometimes on weekends, she would take a book into the garden and just lie there not moving. What was your mother like?
Olivia shakes her empty glass with a bitter smile.
Yes. When Mom wasn't lying with a book in the garden, she was smiling too, bustling about and baking mulberry pies. It's just... I remember my mom's hands. They were so thin, like a witch's. She had a young face and old hands. She always kept them hidden. You know why that is. It's my father. He was slowly sucking life out of her like some vampire, but I never realized it until I myself got married.
She casts a meaningful glance at Johan, making him squirm.
At least now you're not pretending that we're not talking. Surely our guest's presence has a positive influence on you?
Olivia sets her fork aside and gives you a look of contentment.
As a child, I naturally didn't notice anything amiss about my parents. And yes, I loved my dad. Now I realize I was unconsciously looking for a companion exactly like him. And I found one. A too similar one, even. Just as serious, just as private, just as unable to listen. So similar, in fact, that
Johan noisily pushes his plate aside.
I think you're straying from the subject at hand. We were talking about traditions.
Olivia grins ruefully.
Oh, yes, I was describing our main tradition, which we both borrowed from our parents and brought to our own family. We're the same as them, and our marriage is like this because you, Johan, don't know how to negotiate. You don't know how to listen. You think everything aside from your work is insignificant. If that was only our concern, I'd endure it like I've been doing for many years now. But we have Carmine Heights, and it is about to crumble. Just because we can't agree on some things. God knows I didn't want to bring an outsider into this conversation, but since you are not listening to me, maybe you'll listen to what the employee has to say?
She's looking at you, desperate for some support. Johan nods seriously.
Yes, of course. We're engaged in completely different tasks, each focused on our own strengths. I conduct and supervise scientific research, while Olivia is busy with politics and the economy. Are things really so bad that the settlement needs to be saved? What I've been trying to say is that we've got a stable and rational system.
I was talking about something else. Yet again, he isn't listening.
Olivia mutters under her breath. Her eyes are overwhelmed with poorly veiled anguish and despair. She nods severely at you.
Thank you for joining us for dinner. Johan and I were both glad to see you.
Olivia nods to you.
I hope you're not angry about last time.
Melville.
I was see ya.
And I was slated.
Your life will be forfeit.
When the dome was found,
Nakamura turns away from the window. The chairwoman scrutinizes the document.
I intend to stop the flow of selectrons to the Magellan black market once and for all. Speaking of Magellan, I increased the number of cameras at the station last year and assigned a new head of surveillance. He was caught taking a bribe about a month ago. Blackwing HR proposed 2 candidates for the role, Courtney Resna and Lieutenant Indra Kapoor. I want you to talk to them both. Choose the most suitable candidate and relay your decision to Martin Kingsley, head of Magellan. I'm depending on your judgment.
Floor level -1. Lobby.
Wow. Look what the wind blew in. Come back again.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Floor level -6. Floor level -1. Lobby.
Welcome back. Come back again.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Floor level. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Floor level -6. Administrator, a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Floor level -1.
Wow. Look what the wind blew in.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
See ya!
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
I hope we won't see you again.
Remember, our honest work will Floor level -6. Administrative world a better place.
Welcome back. I hope to see you again soon.
Floor level -1.
What do you need? Hi there.
Nakamura turns away from the chairwoman, nods graciously.
Kingsley already told me you choose Kapoor, and he agrees with your decision. I hope to see significant improvement in the quality of our video surveillance.
Kimiko pulls the keyboard closer and presses a couple of keys.
There. The logistics department will issue the resources for your expedition. Go make Henrietta's day.
As you walk away, you notice that Katarzyna is persistently giving you signs.
Please, tell Nakamura that I need to be amnestied. Please. After all, I'm helping you. Ask her to return my citizenship.
The White whispers, casting a quick glance towards Nakamura now and then. The chairwoman gives Katarzyna a cold, unfriendly look.
So you are the same Belitskaya I've heard so much about. I know why you were deprived of your citizenship, and I find it absolutely just. And I will only help you because this employee vouched for you. Your citizenship will be restored. I'll see to that.
The White throws herself on your neck and hugs you tightly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Structural analysis shows presence of some off-standard bearing structures inside the fortress. I'd like to explore this, Senpai.
Hieronymus smiles welcomingly.
You are my guest, so please take your time. Drink some tea with Mr. Christ and me. Tell us something about yourself. Relax.
Hieronymus pockets the storage device.
Do you remember me telling you that the knowledge we seek out often comes with less obvious, but more valuable information? Now I learned that what's most valuable is how we use it. Good job. Thank you. Now,
he claps his hands once.
A bargain is a bargain. My trucks are at your service. My respects to Russo, and say hello to Nakamura for me.
Zemeckis shakes your hand, studying the sand grains on your clothing.
I see you frequent the new committee. I won't blame you if you bind your future with theirs. However, both of us should look farther than the nearest future. Consider it. Weigh everything up. I won't say goodbye. I will say, see you later.